All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about how to leverage YouTube to build a 7-figure business. First of all, to understand what I want to tell you about YouTube, you got to know who I am. So my name is Kevin Jubbal. I'm best known for Med School Insiders, which is our YouTube channel that helps pre-meds and medical students succeed in the medical field. All right, I also started a personal channel called Kevin Jubbal M.D, which is that second icon, a MCAT flashcard app called MEM, and my newest YouTube channel, Jubbal Cars, which is about cars. I graduated from medical school in 2017, and I was doing my plastic surgery residency. I resigned in 2018 to focus on these various businesses. So the first step is to leverage your specialized knowledge. Now, I couldn't find a photo of me from my first year of med school, but this is the closest thing I could find or approximate. Now, when I say leverage your specialized knowledge, each and every one of you, every single person in this room is really good at one thing. And it may or may not be academic, it may or may not be related to social media, it may or may not be related to a variety of things that we do or do not consider traditionally professional. But we all have our unique skill sets. So for me, because I was pretty hardcore in med school, I built a skill set of how to study, how to do well on exams, how to get into med school, how to get into residency, et cetera, et cetera. But maybe it's knitting, right? There is no wrong answer here. Everyone has a specialized knowledge. If you don't leverage your specialized knowledge, now I could go and, Josh is a super swole, super successful bodybuilder, right? Now I could go and start a channel about how to be super jacked, but that's not my specialized knowledge. So there's no point in me trying to do that, right? So the first step really is to focus on your strengths and leverage those because it's gonna make everything else so much easier. The second step, and this is for YouTube specifically, is to build a following. So these are two of my channels. The first one is Med School Insiders. Started this in October of 2016. And I know what you guys are thinking. Hey, back in 2016, it was so much easier. They were saying the same thing back then, all right? So October of 2016, published my first video, and it was such garbage production quality. I literally took a 3-year-old iPhone at the time, and I connected it to a $16 Amazon tripod. I was broke AF. And I literally drew on a piece of paper, but I didn't know how to edit videos. So I had to keep doing takes until I could do the whole thing in one take because I didn't know how to edit. That video now has 700,000 views. So the reason being, if you focus on delivering value, the production almost doesn't even matter. Because that same video I remade 2 years later using our new animation style you can see over here with the cartoons and such. And now that video has over 4 million views. Same exact content verbatim. So this channel, I posted a new video every Saturday at 8 a.m. no matter what. And sometimes that meant that Friday at 6 a.m. I hadn't slept and I was scrambling to put together and animate because at the beginning I was doing my own animations. Scrambling Friday night, but I had that rule, Saturday, 8 a.m., no matter what. By doing one video every week, after 5 months, we hit 100,000 subscribers. After 11 months, from October 2016, we hit 200,000 subscribers. And after a year, we were over 200K. This is my other channel. I started this last year. This channel is Jubbal Cars. Now, I'm not playing to my competitive advantage because everyone likes cars. Everyone can drive cars and talk about them and give you a review or whatever. So this video, I've been doing 3 videos a week for quite some time now. It's now a little bit over 1 year old. Can anyone guess how large that channel is? So this channel on the left, over 200K after 1 year. Channel on the right, not playing to my specialized knowledge. Any guesses? 3K. So big order of magnitude, right? Now I'm gonna talk about a few more points as to how to build a following, some common mistakes, but the things I wanna drive home here are consistency and playing to your specialized knowledge. Now keep in mind here that we haven't even talked about monetizing because the first thing is you need to build a following. You can't monetize if you have no following. Which brings us to step number 3, to monetize. Now there are 4 main categories of monetization. Can anyone give me one of them? Yes, Google AdSense is the easiest and the default. So when you upload to YouTube, you can just enable monetization and YouTube will automatically place ads there for you. Now the actual CPM, or rather the RPM, the revenue per mil, the number of dollars you'll get per 1,000 views, is gonna vary based on your niche. So if you're in the finance niche, it's gonna be on the higher end, maybe $6, $8, even $10. So for 1,000 views, you'll get $10. That adds up quick. If you're in the education niche, like I am, then that's gonna be on the lower end, maybe $2, $3, $4. Give me another one. Sponsorships, yes, sponsorships are probably the easiest way to make a decent chunk of change on YouTube, because you can make an order of magnitude more than you would make just from Google AdSense. And it doesn't take that much more work. You just partner with a company that hopefully you trust, and we'll talk about that more shortly. Now, rather than making, let's say, $100 per video, now you're looking at several hundred or even thousands of dollars per video. What's a third? Merch, yes. So merch, I think, is, don't put too much time and effort into merch, because compared to the other avenues, I don't think it's as fruitful. So there is a strategy to leverage merch, and it kind of depends on what your brand is and how you approach things. But yes, the third is merch. And what's the final? I would say affiliate, actually, yeah, I guess there's 5. So yeah, affiliate is a great example. No cost to you, but you take on all the risk. At the very beginning, you're gonna do more affiliate deals. Company's gonna say, hey, we're gonna send you a product, you promote it, and any sale you do, there's a percentage. This is kind of like a type of sponsorship. The downside is you're taking on all the risk. So the company doesn't pay you anything up front. And they're like, okay, once you give us revenue, once you give us profit, then we'll give you a small slice of the pie. So the fourth category I'm thinking of is your own product, your own service. And this is where you can actually make the most revenue way easier. But in order to do that, you need to build trust. So a couple issues here. I think a lot of people will build a YouTube following. They have 10K, 20K, whatever, however large it is. And they will essentially prematurely try to leverage that and promote their product. Or they'll try to leverage that and start promoting things with sponsorships that they may or may not actually fully believe in. So trust and integrity are mission critical if you're trying to build a business from YouTube, because it's a very difficult thing to build, but it's so easy to tarnish, so easy to tarnish. Countless YouTubers have essentially flopped doing this. So what does trust come down to? Well, in our business, one thing is sponsorships, right? So inbound, you get a lot of emails saying, hey, we want to sponsor you for this and that. 95%, if not more, rejected because I don't believe in what they're doing. I think it puts our company in a bad light, et cetera, et cetera. So you want to maintain trust. Integrity means doing what you believe is the right thing. It also means doing what you say and saying what you're going to do, right? Honoring your word. So to give you a more specific example of this, we started Med School Insiders October 2016, and we started promoting our own products in April or May of 2018, so about a year and a half later, right? Now we had built a lot of trust because we were providing high value information for free on YouTube, and the viewers, they say, hey, I like what Kevin's saying, he seems to know what he's talking about, and he has a team that helps him provide services, so let me go on his website and buy services. In that first year, we already cleared close to $500,000 just in our product and service revenue, and in the second year, we cleared over $1 million, and just to give you guys some context in this space of medical education, I spoke with a competitor, the founder of a competing company. He told me it took them 9 years to hit 1,000 customers in a given rolling 12-month period. We hit that between a year and a half to the second and a half year, if that makes sense. That's the power of YouTube. You can really leverage and grow your audience and monetize that and get your 1,000 customers. And if your average purchase price is over $1,000, boom, you just made $1 million. Easy as that. I don't have another slide here, but I want to cover some common mistakes. The first mistake is thinking that it's too late. So I mean, we've all heard that, right? There are constantly YouTubers who are coming out, who are crushing the game. Look at Alex Hormozi. This guy is, I don't know, is he like at $1 million plus now? Alex Hormozi, essentially it's about carving out a niche that no one else has fulfilled. So if you're trying to copy someone else, you're gonna lose, because that person is better at being themselves than you are. You can be the best Josh Zhao in the world, but you can't be the best Jeremy if you're not the best Jeremy. You need to play to your strengths, to your specialized knowledge. The second thing is impatience. People see there are some stories of rapid success on YouTube. I would say that Med School Insiders was abnormal. Like normally it's not gonna grow that fast. and people will give up very fast. I've had a lot of friends who started YouTube channels, they saw how quickly you can grow, and after a few months, they didn't have tens of thousands of subscribers, and they gave up. This is one of those things that's gonna take a long period of time. You have to be consistent, and you gotta be kind of gritty. Number 3 is not improving. So there's a lot of content creators who create the same kind of content, and they wonder why their videos are never performing better. They just keep getting a few hundred views, their subscriber count is kind of slow and steady. If you try to improve 1% with every single video, you won't even recognize your first video in a year. Like my first video, if you watch it, it's literally me drawing too small in crappy doctor handwriting on a 3-year-old iPhone, and I have no idea what I'm doing. But 1 year later, I actually hired a professional video animator, and like you wouldn't even recognize it being the same content, the same creators, except for my voice being unchanged, obviously. And the last thing is trying to make a quick buck. So again, it takes a long period of time to build that trust. Do not waste it.
I fucked up because I lied.
Because in that trust, there is so much potential energy to actually build that revenue, to build those products, to sell those services. And a mistake I've seen far too common. And that is it. That's how to build a 7-figure business leveraging YouTube. Questions?
How do you come up with like topics that are likely to gain traction? Like, what do you get ideas for?
I think when you're first starting off, you can even just think, what are the things that you wish you would have seen at that prior stage? So the very first video that I made was pre-med study strategies, what I wish I knew in college. Because studying in college, I worked really hard and it worked out okay. But once I got to med school, I was like, wow, I could have worked literally 25% as hard and gotten the same grades because I just sucked at studying in college. So in that first video, I'm distilling. Now, you can do that only for so long because eventually you're gonna run out of ideas. But by that point, you'll have an audience, and that audience will then be leaving you questions and comments, and that's how you can keep the content machine going.
Did you have like a first hit video, or was it just the views were coming in right away?
So in the first 4 months, we went from 0 to 16,000 subscribers from just like steady growth. A lot of our videos were shared on Reddit, on Student Doctor Network, which is like a forum. But I think it was April, it was like 4 or 5 months in, one of our videos called How to Wake Up Early and Not Be Miserable. That video went viral and we went from 16K to maybe 60K in about a week or two. So then that video kind of blew up, and then from there was more steady growth.
Our YouTube channel, are you guys just gonna keep going with it, or are you gonna like hire that? Is that a hobby?
Yeah, so it depends on what you're optimizing for, right? So with Med School Insiders, I very much approached it as a business, right? With the car YouTube channel, I'm approaching it as a hobby, as something that brings me joy. So actually, even with the Med School Insiders YouTube channel, I should clarify in that at the beginning, we were optimizing for views. So when we made that video, How to Wake Up Early and Not Be Miserable, okay, cool, this has a very broad reach. This is a commonly occurring problem. I don't think there's as many videos on this topic. I think I can make one that kind of addresses a gap. But nowadays, we don't even try to grow our channel. So our growth has slowed. We're maybe getting 20, 30,000 subs per month. The reason being, now we're optimizing for revenue on our website. So I'll make a video about a very obscure test that only some pre-meds know about, and the video will flop. It'll get 10, 20K views, but I know it's gonna drive a lot of sales on the website. So it depends on what you optimize for. For that car channel, it just brings me so much joy. I love just like driving people's cars, drifting on track, just like, driving cars hard, whether canyons, racetrack, whatever. So if I'm optimizing for fun, then I'm gonna keep doing it because it brings me joy. But you want to outsource things you don't want to do as soon as possible. So I don't like editing. I don't like posting videos. I don't like responding to comments. So I have a team, and the same team that handles the Med School Insiders channel and the Kevin Jubbal M.D channels, they help me with the car channel, and they do the things that I don't want to do. I want to get in a car, put on the GoPro, drive it hard, and then not have to worry about anything else.
Are you utilizing TikTok, or are you doing the content?
We just started doing that a couple weeks ago. Yeah, so we are taking our full-length content. We're doing two things. Number one, we're taking the full length and repurposing it by chopping it up and posting it on Instagram and TikTok. What we're also doing is we post I was saying that we do one full-length video every Saturday, but now we also do a YouTube short every Wednesday. So we're just posting that same short on the other platforms as well.
How big is the team, and specifically do you have someone dedicated to the SEO, marketing?
So the business has like the service and product side and then the content side. For the content side, across the various channels, I'd say it's like 8 or 9 people. And we do have one person who handles sponsorships, who handles a lot of inbound inquiries. If people want me to speak at an event, he'll kind of handle that. But we don't focus on SEO on YouTube so much. So I think the way that the algorithm works is you more want to focus on those two main YouTube metrics, which are click-through rate and watch time. So if your video is good, you have a good title, thumbnail, and it's catchy, people click through it, but then they also watch enough of it, the video will perform well. Now the SEO, we do have someone who helps with SEO, but they're not involved with YouTube at all. They're involved on our blog, on our website to make sure that we rank well on Google searches. But that has nothing to do with YouTube. That's it for questions. Thank you all.